So the interesting thing is like, for us, we are pursuing the things that we're interested in, and now we have the tools, the internet, all these different things to be able to push that out to people that now, like, people can truly have an expertise in something they really like, and they just have to figure out how they can somehow leverage that online, you know? And that's really cool, but it allows people to kind of never grow up, because growing up was like leaving the things that you find fun and working at something that you may not actually enjoy but pays the bills. But now the thing that you really enjoy could pay the bills because there are people that are interested in learning about that.
I would have a really hard time doing stuff that I don't like to make money. It would be really difficult. I'm not as structured, I think, as some, and so that makes it even harder. I don't think I was ever cut out to really do some of that. I could like work with other people and kind of for other people, but not for very long, I don't think.
Yeah, it is very nice to, clock in at 8, clock out at 5, and be like, I don't have to deal with this for the next whatever, how many hours that is.
Yeah.
I can go do whatever the hell I want. But for me personally, every day that I would go clock in or whatever, I just always felt that like I was meant for way more. And I'm curious if everybody feels that way. I felt that way when I was in school. Like I was like, this just doesn't fit. This doesn't work for me. I couldn't put my finger on it. I just thought I just didn't like school. When I started working, I would just daydream all day long about not doing that thing. It would be literally anything else. I would just want to be somewhere else. So what I'm curious is, like, I wonder if everybody feels that way. If they're at a job they don't like, they probably are more likely to think about where they would rather be. But even at jobs that I appreciated, I'll say, because they were super easy. They were very mundane. They were just like kind of the same tasks over and over, but they paid very well. And then people love talking about benefits, but the benefits were fantastic. But during that whole time, I always felt that I was not doing what I was put on this planet for. And I always felt like there was something way more that I should have been doing. But again, I wonder if everybody feels that, do they just suppress it or ignore it, or they just assume that it's never going to happen because, like you said, Nsima, they have to grow up, they have to pay the bills, they got to be the provider and that sort of thing.
I think for some people it is what they want to do. There are a lot of people, especially when you look at people that come from other countries, a lot of times they're really, really, it's not just people that come from other countries, but a lot of times in this country, that's what we see. They're very grateful and they're so true. Fucking happy to have the job that they have. And I think they're just able to look at it maybe differently. And then also maybe their background, maybe where they came from. They're excited to have some of the other things that maybe the United States offers, where maybe some of the rest of us don't think of it that much in that way. And we're not as pumped. I do know when you go to other countries too, you'll see this a lot. Like if you were to go to like a resort in Mexico, the people that help you there, they are helping you the whole entire time you're there. And they're so fucking happy to help you and to get your luggage. And the same thing happens when you go to France. The same thing happens when you go to England. When you go to these places, and I'm not even necessarily talking about like fancier hotels and stuff, just the guy that works there that would normally greet you at these different places. And most of these places even have someone to greet you. It's a little different than here in the United States. Someone will come out to your car and they'll see if you need help.
Paprach family, how's it going? Now, we've been working on strengthening our feet for a while now, which is why we partnered with Naboso Technology. These are the mats, these are the balls, these are the things that you see us standing on during the podcast. And the main reason why is because of the texture on the mats helps drive sensation and stimulation and blood flow to the bottoms of your feet, which is going to be super important as you're trying to get more out of your feet over time. The Neuroball, which is what they also have on their website, is just two different balls connected together, but you can smash your feet against it while you're working, while you're sitting, while you're chilling. These are all things that you can do passively so you can get stronger in the long run. Andrew, how can they learn more about it?
To learn more, you guys got to head over to naboso.com. That's NABOSO.com. And at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject to save 15% off your entire order. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
Those people are so excited. Like they don't want you to take your own bags. Mm-hmm. They really want to like hustle for it. And on top of that, you're not even supposed to tip them. When you're in Europe, they don't. It's a lot less common. You still can, obviously, but it's a lot less common. So I think it just depends on the person's perspective and where they're at.
Absolutely, dude. Because again, it's like all my aunts that are here, like my aunt in New York. I have an aunt that is a pharmacist here in Sacramento, another aunt that works in the medical industry. She's in the Bay Area. But all of them, they came from Nigeria. They came here. And first off, when I went there, like seeing kind of how they came up and then seeing the opportunity that they had here to work, it's like there's no way one can't be grateful, especially when like you see like how they did live in Nigeria, right? So there's a huge perspective shift when like you're given all this opportunity for education and work. It's like, how could you not be grateful and how could you turn that down? And how could you not enjoy this when, for example, my grandmother worked like she was kind of like a farmer, right? And she did a lot of stuff with she did a lot of stuff with like she was a seamstress too. So she did that kind of work over there, right? So how could you not be grateful for all the opportunities that you have here? And the meant for more thing, I mean, I guess I get what you're saying. I think one of the reasons why I can understand what you're saying is because I think it's kind of the same for me and you. I'm a millennial, and are you a millennial too?
Yeah,
you're at the cusp?
Right at the very right.
You made it.
Yeah, I get to be lazy, right? No,
dude, real talk though. But I think what social media and like social media and the internet has done is like it's allowed you just to see how everyone's living and what everyone's doing. So before that, I would assume, again, I wouldn't be able to remember what it was like, but I would assume as an adult before social media, yeah, maybe you'd compare yourself to some of the people around you and the people in your circle, but you didn't necessarily have the capacity to really compare yourself to a bunch of other people other than celebrities on TV.
There you go. I was going to say not like realistic people. Right.
They're not real people.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it would like for me personally, it was like a huge sports fan, so I would hear reports about how much money these players get, and just thinking like, oh man, they just play basketball all day long. Like that would be amazing, And so that was the only really like inputs that I could think of right now that I was getting to where I was like, oh wait, you don't have to like work forever, like what I mean, you can make money in other ways. But if there was like an at Nsima Inyang, I would have been like, oh fuck.
Or anybody, because most people are like posting stories of what they're doing, and then they're posting posts of them smiling by the Eiffel Tower.
But what I'm saying is, it's like, oh, this is somebody younger than me in Sacramento, and they don't have like a real job. Like that would have been weird. Yeah. Like I probably would have got super like envious.
Hey, I know you guys enjoyed the video, so like, comment, subscribe, and head to the Power Project Discord below. Talk to y'all later.